So I have something new and exciting, at least exciting for me, to reveal to you today. And it's something that I hope to do a lot more of, so I hope it goes well, it's well received, and I hope you like it. I'm gonna review a book. Yes, and it is this book. It's called The Animator Survival Kit by Richard Williams. And that is because I like animations. Yeah, whoa, mind blown, spoiler thing, twist. I like it a lot. So I like to study it a lot, look at it a lot, enjoy it a lot, and that also means reading about it a lot. It would not be fair to say that I have just finished reading it, but I thought we'll start with this one here for what hopefully will become the book review series. So let's get into it. The first thing you should know is that this book talks about animations in terms of 2D, but animation that, as in drawings, flat drawings, old school cartoon. But animation is animation. The principles, as we call them, are the same. So if you do 3D or pixel art or something else, this is still very relevant, and this book will very likely teach you something or explain something in a way that you're getting a deeper or new understanding from it. I found the book when I read it was full of great explanations and examples, and really breaking up into the frames and the poses and the terms of what you should be aware of and what you should pay attention to and how you should do as an animator. It spends sometimes on explaining something like spreadsheets that might not be relevant for anyone today, but it's in there. I find it's also a great mix, this book, of like anecdote and teaching and things to put a lesson into perspective, and saying the author, Richard Williams, who unfortunately is no longer among us, probably mostly known for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, one of my favorite movies. He explains like, I learned this here doing this or that doing there. Like one lesson that I think I'll never forget that I learned from this book is he talked about the Beatles movies. The Beatles had an animated movie, and he mentioned that it wasn't very good animated and people didn't watch it. And he said that because he speculates that's because the animation wasn't good. He said even the Beatles music, which you could say is among the greatest, wasn't enough to make people go watch the movie. I am happy to report that this book is still very much easy to get. Unfortunately, that is not always the case with books, especially these animation books if you dig a little older, but this one is easy to get, and I recommend you do it. It is fundamental for a lot of understanding of animation. You'll probably find many animators that know about it or have it, and it's relatively cheap, like it was $30 or 30 euros, something to that extent. So I think you should get it and read it. It's quite big, as you can see as well, with many pages, and I think it's well worth the read. Maybe even reading it. If I could find the energy to reread something, I might reread this on occasion. For me it's a bit difficult to see some of the pictures in motion, but I would think that this book is also available as a download. You download it on tablets and stuff, and then they are actually animated. The keyframes, the poses that are in the book are actually put together, so you can see it like that. So that if you don't want an old school book, you might want to look into that. I am old school. I prefer books. This book was actually given to me, or it was given as part of when I started 3D school. Of course, we paid for it, so I have paid for it, but it was part of what they gave us, and it took me a while to read it. I actually didn't finish it until I finished school, 3D school 3.5 years later. Don't make that mistake. read this book. It might seem like a lot, but it's a lot of pictures, and it's very easy to read. It's kind of like a conversation. It's not really technical at all. So I remember I found it very much enjoyable to read. So read it earlier in your animation pursuits. I don't think I can recommend this book enough. It's great, and you should read it if you would like to do some animations. And I think that's just where we're going to stop it. I hope you found this book review helpful. Yeah, thank you for listening and watching. And now go read.